Hi guys, it's Amy with Aim to Plan, and today I'm here with all the planners getting set up for December. So just to start off with, you might have, there might be some editing that's happening in this video just because I am at home for Thanksgiving break and my daughter is also at home for Thanksgiving break. So you might hear in the background and, I might just have to kind of cut in and out, but, it's all good. I'm excited about getting set up for December. This setup is going up a little bit earlier than I usually have it go up. I normally have it posted like a few days before the beginning of the month, but it's one of those times where December gets really busy and I wanted to go ahead and have it all set up so that way I can start transferring over my plans into December just because there's holiday stuff. I'm having a baby December 7th, and there's just lots going on. So I just wanted to be prepared for like all the things that might happen or just to have all the things just kind of prepped. So with that being said, I have right here a stack of 3 planners, and then I have my Franken planner, which I've been using for November. And really what I'm going to be doing is just kind of adding in pieces so that way I'm ready for December, but I'm pretty much going to keep this system pretty much the same. So we'll start here and just kind of walk you through this, and as I need to, I'll pull from these planners. In fact, I think I'm only pulling from this very bottom one. These two I'll just kind of talk to you about because I've been keeping them separate. So this is, again, my Franken planner. If you don't know, Franken planning is where you take multiple planners and put them into one. I pretty much create my system to where it is going to be like multiple planners in different sections. So it's basically like multiple planners together just sectioned out for different uses. So in here, and again I'm keeping it mostly the same, for what I've got it's mostly big happy planner stuff as well as some tool letter size stuff. There's some classic size stuff, you'll see as I go through, there's a mix of everything. And so here I have like some name pages. I've got like these pages that are like the perpetual calendar, and I use these pages to kind of track future events. So as we move from November into December and from December into January, I like to track any events that are not going to be going into the monthly or like into the daily pages directly. So if, for example, I have November and December in here, then I just need a place to track like January 2023 events and going forward. And to me, that's crazy that I'm already even saying January 2023, but yeah. So all of that's here and kind of listed out. So I have that at the very beginning. And then this very first section is my work section. So in November, I have been using it. Try not to show you anything with names on it. I think this might not have names. Okay, so like right here, I just use it. It is the vertical layout. This was a change that I made in November where I switched the personal and the work sections so that the work section was the big vertical layout. I'm just trying to use up these pages and I just kind of sketch out notes as you can see here, and that has been working out well. And so I'm just going to keep doing it. It's just, again, just for me to write out notes that are happening at work. And I will do a full flip through of November once November actually ends, so you can see all of these pages. But I'm just giving you just like a in brief glance at what this looks like. It has been working for me. So what that means is that in December, I'm going to keep it the same. So for the monthly, I didn't show you the November monthly, but the December monthly will be the exact same where I track my work hours. And then again, it's going to be the vertical layout, and I've already started putting stuff in here. Again, I'm trying to plan ahead a little bit so that way I can be ready for December. And so I actually end work on the 8th. Actually, I'll probably end work on like the 10th, 11th, or the 12th of December, just like finalizing grades and things like that. And so the last couple of pages in here I won't need to use, but work is set up, and so I don't actually have to move anything in here. I did make those swaps in November and I moved December when I made that swap. So the second section here is my personal section, and this was again something I changed in November. And again, I'm not gonna flip through the entire thing, but I will just go ahead and show you that what I've been using. And again, I'll do a full flip through of like all the pages once November is over, but like what I have for November are these tool letter size pages. I have them outdated. You can see it's November 2020, and what I do is just kind of white out all the like irrelevant, like outdated stuff, and this has been working fairly well for November. And so I have it from November. You can see November 30th, and then December 1st is right here. And so I have the rest of the pages kind of here, and really I just need to take out December until December 31st. And this is kind of cool because I like it when it like just finishes out a page. And so I'm just going to pull these pages out. And get them in here. And now I'm all prepped for December. And I know that like for the first half of that video I was kind of off screen. I feel like you could still kind of see what I was talking about, but now I've moved my planners way off to the side. So what I do for December, or just like for November as well, how I use these pages, I will track like big events that are happening in here, but then I will also put like if I'm doing like any tasks as I do them, I just kind of make note of those big tasks here. The top priority section, generally speaking, is where I kind of like log in events like way out into the future. So like I might not know the exact time for it, so I'll just put a note here to say like, hey, that's something that I need to be aware of, and like when it comes a little bit closer to time, I'll put the time in here. And then of course to-do list, and then this note section I've kind of used as a flex space. I just kind of put whatever I need to here. Sometimes I make notes for Sophia, sometimes I just like write social media related stuff. It just really depends on the day. And so I have all the pages in here, and then I had a couple of like extra pages back here. I'm not quite sure what those are, but I'm going to take that out, right? So now I'm prepped for work and for personal. And then in here, what I have next is going to be my food log. And so for my food log in November, what I was using were these at a glance pages. I know it's kind of small. Again, like I will do a full flip through so you can kind of see this when like it's all filled out for the entire month of November. But what I do is basically just log my hours and sorry, not my hours, but like day by day, like by hour, I'll log what I eat at a specific time. And so what I do is just log that time. It helps me to keep track of like when I eat, so that way I can test my blood sugars. I'm wrapping up this pregnancy. I do have gestational diabetes, and so I am wrapping up with this, and so I'm like, this is one of the things I need to consider for 2023, whether I want to continue doing a like full log like this or not. But you know, I really enjoy tracking my food. It just helps me to be at least like aware of one aspect of my physical health. So I'll probably continue in 2023, but like I'm still making decisions on 2023 planner lineup. But that's what I do for this, is just track my hours. It does end at like 5 or 5:30, and so any additional like evening meals that I have or snacks or anything like that, I just put the time here and log the food, and then I'll log my blood sugars and all that type of stuff. So I do have it already in here for December, and that's pretty much it for like I pretty much use this for the entire year. It's kind of rotated. It started off as on the go, and it's been mostly food log, but I've really enjoyed using that. I probably won't purchase this specific set, but this is linked in my Amazon storefront. It is not like an affiliate link, it's just like all the planner supplies that I use from Amazon, so you can find the 2023 version of this planner on that storefront. All right, so that's my third section, food log. All right, and then I have my budget stuff, and again, I won't flip through it today, or at least the full flip through, but what I've been using are these skinny classic pages, and they're just like random pages that I've been using, and I just kind of like log, like put the date, the like where I was shopping, and the dollar amount, and just kind of calculate, like it's kind of like a checkbook register. And so I have enough pages in here to basically get me through December. I'm assuming some of the notes that would pretty much end up in here will also go into my Christmas planner, which I'll show you in just a few minutes. I might not need this as much, because a lot of like non-holiday shopping, I just don't do a ton of non-holiday shopping in December. Like most of it's going to be like Christmas gifts and things like that in December, so a lot of that will go into a separate planner. But I do have enough pages for that. I'm again just trying to use up supplies here, so these are like skinny classic pages, or like a very similar size. These are from Cloth and Paper, and I'm like down to like the last couple of sheets here, and so I'll just use that out and finish out 2022 with that. And again, still need to make a decision on what I want to do for my entire planner lineup for 2023. So I'm already prepared for that. And then last section is social media. And again, here I'm going back into like the happy planner size. Let me show you what I've got, right? This is all mixed up, but this is actually this week right here. So I am using classic vertical pages, which is very similar to the work section, the very first section that I showed you, but these pages are outdated. So I did get these pages as well as the work pages from a an 18-month planner that these Sage discs came from, and I really wanted to be able to use the first few months, even though they're outdated. I wanted to try to use them up, and so I'm using them here in the social media section, and you can kind of see it like it's bulking up here, but that's because all these November pages are in here as well. But what I do is just redate it, and just kind of like keep track of like any Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Like this week in particular is like Cyber Week for Happy Planners, so I'll keep notes related to like planner related sales, things like that, and I just kind of jot them. Mostly it's chronologically, but I just pretty much like use it by day, and some days I use it a lot more than other days. And again, full flip through of November will come up when November is over, but I've got all those outdated pages in here to use, and it's probably way more than I need for December, but those pages are in here and that's all set up. So really the only thing I had to add in here were the daily pages, just because adding those pages can kind of bulk up the planner. So these are the daily pages. I'm going to set that to the side. Now what I have left are these two planners. And so for November, one of the planners that I had in my planner lineup for November was my Thanksgiving planner. Now I'm moving into Christmas. And then of course I have Sophia and the baby's memory books kind of in here. So I'm going to go through this first. And so this is really the cover and the setup for Sophia's memory book. And what we have in here, and what I actually decided was to kind of like condense some of this stuff, and you'll see that as we go into the holiday planner. But I have several sections in here. Again, it is Frankenplanned together, where I have multiple planners that I've kind of combined onto one set of discs. So the very first section here is Sophia's question and answer journal, and I went ahead and made the decision in November to remove November pages from her question and answer, and just basically start a like Thankful 30 project with her for November. And what I think I'm gonna do, and in fact I'm gonna go ahead and do it now, is I've decided that for December as well, we're gonna go ahead, and I've tried December daily like projects in the past, but I want to be able to like get her to like really focus on like being grateful and like focusing on gratitude and being thankful for all the things. So what I'm going to do is just take these pages out. So instead of focusing in November and December on like the 7-year journal, we're going to use the 7-year journal, the question and answer journal that I have for her, as like a January through October project, and then just November and December will be like specifically in the holiday planners, and I'll show you that in just a second. So these pages will need to come out. Actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and take them out right now, make the executive decision for that. So what that means is that the very first section now, starting in December, is her actual like memory book. So I do again have the pages for November in here. I've already started like laying out some of the things, and here's like one of the spreads that I've done. I'm actually kind of fairly caught up right here. I'm like about a week behind, but I have all these outdated teacher layout pages that I pretty much just kind of like cover up this section, redate across the top, and then just use it to like put photos and things like that in. And so it kind of looks like this. I normally don't put photos. You can see it's mostly like journaling, so it's more a memory journal than anything. And then the photos go on the monthly spread, like you can see like that. And so I have the same setup, and it should be in here. Nope, it's not in here. So I need to add in, no, it is in here. Let me flip back here. So we have December, and so these again are like outdated teacher layout pages that I can use, right? And there's lots of random pages. And in fact, these pages that I just pulled out, I could put in here and use them as well for December. And one of the things that I do, because the pages are like from random teacher layout pages, one of the things that I did do was like find a set like of 12 months of these pages that I kind of just glue back here, so that way at least the back looks a little bit consistent. So that is there, and I had that for November and December as well. And then the next section here is for the baby. So this is my pregnancy journal. In December we are switching into the like new, I actually need to pull that planner. I didn't have it at the very beginning, but I need to pull in her December planner. So the decision that I've made is, since she's going to be born early in December, that her planner, instead of starting January to December, her planners, like her memory books, will start December to November. And so she gets basically at the beginning of December like a bunch of like memory book book type stuff, but also like holiday related stuff. And at the very end of her planner, she's going to also have like a bunch of like memory book plus like holiday planning type stuff. And so I'm just going to like probably make copies of like any pages that I have that are in the holiday planner that apply to each of my girls, and just kind of stick them into their planners as I need to. For right now, though, she does have her November pregnancy, or like it's basically my pregnancy journal. I use the monthly to track any appointments and then like take notes and do all the things. That's kind of what it looks like right now. And then I use an app called Ovia, O-V-I-A. Right now it's Ovia Pregnancy, and I just kind of take notes of like the different things that are happening. I'm a little bit behind right here, but I just kind of like write out some of the facts and numbers and things like that. And I've got some notes pages that I've added in here. I'm peeing all the time, so I just wanted to like be funny and kind of put the times that I'm peeing. And then here's some notes for like recovery timeline for C-section. I do know that I have a scheduled C-section, so just wanting to note some of those things down. And then here's budgeting. Here are some of the major things that we've purchased since we found out that we were pregnant. So yeah, and just kind of like talking about budgeting. And so again, we have that for December. So like this is Sophia's section, so I'm skipping that. And then here's the December section for her pregnancy journal. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and journal here as well, although I mean I don't know, like do I need to have like 2 Decembers? I'm not quite sure, so I may or may not use this. In fact, I might take this out. I may take this out and go ahead and just make the decision again to switch directly into her memory book. Okay, and so for her memory book, initially one of the things that I did was set up this. This is it was actually a coil bound planner that I cut down. You can see it like looks really messy. I cut it down and put it on discs. And this planner is beautiful. I really love this planner, but I also just really thought that like this would drive me crazy to have like this like for her memory book, for the baby's memory book. So what I did end up picking up on clearance was this planner. This is the Bright Jungle planner from Walmart, and I probably will just use it, right? Like I'm going to use the cover and the discs and all that type of stuff, but I'm really just going to start at December. And this is, let me just double check, this is I think like the same. Yeah, it's the same layout and everything as like this planner right here. It just doesn't have like the weird punches here. The dividers do look a little bit different, of course, since it's a different planner. But I'm not like really into like referencing the planner like for the dividers, right? And so I'm gonna actually just make the decision to use this for the baby's memory book. And I think I'm just going to start it in December, like I said. And so these pages need to go in here. For the time being, this is just for December. I'm going to combine Sophia's memory book and the baby's like pregnancy journal / like memory book into one set of discs right here. But starting in 2023, I will probably just kind of like keep them separate. And so I'll have like a book for Sophia, a book for the baby, whatever her name is going to be, and have those separate so that way I can kind of like do them as I need to. I don't know. Maybe I'll keep them together. I just feel like I'm not always like in both of them at the same time, so it's just nice to have them separate. But I am now ready here. So again, like what I have in here is going to be Sophia's like this is her memory book, then the baby's pregnancy book for November, and then December Sophia's memory book, and then we switch in December into the baby's memory book instead of the pregnancy journal. And so again, I might like include the pages back in here and just like keep the first or like the last weeks of pregnancy in here, but I might not. I don't know. Let me you know, like let's just for the sake of like, I don't know, just for the sake of having it in here, I'm just gonna put it in here. I don't know, I may or may not use it, just depends on how busy I am. All right, so that's all set up. All right, and then the last little bit, let me move this to the side, is going to be the holiday planner. Now, one of the things I've already mentioned is this idea of like kind of making pages and making copies for the babies, like for my daughters. Like if there's something that is in here, like any gift list, wish list, things like that, that belong in here, but also kind of like are things that I would want to note in their memory book, I'm just going to make a copy of the page and put it into their memory book as like additional pages. But this is the setup that I have right now for Christmas, and I'm not going to do a flip through of it right now. I just want to like a whole separate flip through, but just to give you a quick peek into it, it has pages from like a Christmas planner that I purchased off Amazon, and I've already started taking notes and things like that. There's like entire wish lists in here, but these dividers are the dividers that I'm planning to use to mark out any major sections for Sophia. She is 5, and so she has a lot more opinions and memories probably that she'll be developing for the Christmas season. For the baby, I'll probably just use one of these like outdated dividers and just kind of like put a box on it and just use it to like track all of like the holiday season in like one section for her. And I might actually use two dividers, one for like her birthday and like birth week and like the first couple of weeks, and then have a section for like the like Christmas time, and then go into her memory book. So that's something I definitely need to convert, and that'll probably be all set up in like the Christmas planner video. But like this is just a quick flip through of like some of the things in here. So I do have a Christmas planner that I purchased off Amazon. That's all in here. And then I also have pieces and components of like the Happy Planner, like expansion packs, extension packs, accessory packs, like all the different packs that I've purchased over the years. I haven't purchased anything new except for like the latest, like one of the latest like Christmas box, the Feeling Festive box. And so those pieces actually aren't even in here. So I do need to like kind of update this and add more pieces in here. So that will be a separate video to kind of do that. But like just as an example of something that might end up in here as well as in the girls' memory books is like their wish list, right? What are some of the things that I wrote in here for them to like have, or like for me to have as a reference from year to year? But also, what are some of the things that like they might want to know about themselves, like, or things that they were interested in when they were 5 or like when they were like 2 weeks old. So yeah, that's the setup. I ended up pulling a bunch of different planners, but like what ended up happening was, here's the Christmas planner. I will flip this through this in a separate video and kind of set it up a little bit more. And then in here is, for the time being, for November and December, like the setup for the girls. It does have Sophia's memory book, and it did have her question and answer, but I took that out. And it also right now has the baby's pregnancy journal for November and December, as well as the December pages for her memory book when she's born. We're going to start all that and get that going. And then these are the pages that I pulled out in order to put into my Frankenplanner. And this is my main baby, right? So this has 5 sections. It has my work section, my personal section, food log, budget, and social media. So those 5 sections are in here, all updated and ready to go. And yeah, now I'm ready for December. So I feel like it was mostly talked through. It was really just kind of moving pieces around. Talking it out really helps me out every month to be able to kind of like see what's going on with my planner lineup and make sure that it's working for me. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to my channel. And until the next video, bye guys.